to another video. It's an update video today. So I've been getting this all ready to go, and in the time that it's been since October or something like that, my gas line, right? And I was so proud of my gas line. I put it in, I pressure tested it. It was all perfect, right? But now, after 7 months, I've decided to not have gas there. Like, I've changed the plans around so much, it's not even funny. This is not a tiny house anymore. This is going to be a decent size, 1-bedroom house. I'm going to move. So that's where I was going to put 2 little 5-gallon tanks of propane, and they were just going to run very little, right? So, but now that is actually the entryway. So it's been changed around quite a bit. And I was also going to build this whole side out here with steel or aluminum or whatever, that steel, yeah, I think galvanized steel stuff that I built this wall out of. Well, I'm just getting over these irrational fears, and there's ways to build with wood. You put the wood up, and then you put the insulation in there, and then you cover it with sheetrock, and that's pretty fireproof. You have to have fire just get in there. So I'm, gonna just get past this whole and put wood up, and I'll put it up, for a lot cheaper, and I'll put it up a lot faster, right? So, and then as far as the gas is concerned, I'm gonna put up out there like a serious propane tank, like the biggest. I can have this weird little potbelly looking one delivered, I think. So, and then as far as the gas line, running the gas line, it doesn't need to be in the concrete. And actually, I kind of like the fact that it's not going to be in the concrete now, because this is all farm structure, right? So later on, years and years, hypothetically, if I get to the point where I'm building the house that I really want to build over there, then this all is going to have like a giant question mark over it, right? And so if there's things like, gas line plumbed into it and all this stuff, which a lot of the stuff, just if I put it together in a certain way, it can come back apart again. The structure will be here, but some stuff I really might not need in here. I might just leave it. Who knows? I like the options. I'll still put gas. I'll plumb the gas to wherever I need it, but it's just not going to be down in the concrete, right? And another huge thing is I was going to put every single thing, like the bathroom, the kitchen, everything in that one container. And now I'm like, well, that's not a good idea. Now I'm just going to build out the entire structure the size that I want it, and then go back in and put things where I want them, just wherever. Plumbing doesn't have to be down in the concrete, it can be up above. And so yeah, that's how I'm going to build this. And I'm getting close to the concrete. I'm getting this pipe out of here right now, and then the concrete, it's the weather. I think I might be able to get it next week. So I've got an appointment for my truck, because I ordered some parts, and then I called the shop, and the shop was like, oh, you should just ditch your truck. And I'm like, oh, what? So I sent the parts back, but when I was in the process of sending the parts back, the guy that owned that company was like, oh, your truck's just fine. So I went to a third shop, and yeah, my truck's just fine, but I'm still getting a little work done to it. So I want to get a little work done to it. And then my backhoe's due for its yearly trip to the backhoe shop to get an oil change. Just once a year it needs to go in at least. So, but the truck, I want to have the truck running good before then. right before I even tow with it. Well, now I'm sitting here looking at my trailer and I'm like, oh, shoot. Like, this has just gone too far. And there's literally, I don't know if the camera's going to pick that up, but the wood's right there, just like an inch away from the tire. So now I have to fix the deck of the trailer, which is going to be fun. I don't know exactly where I'm going to find this size of lumber, but I probably have to buy it custom or something like that. So I got that going on. So I've been working on the property all winter. I've done so much work, getting rid of junipers and sage and burning stuff off. Now I got to change gears. I've been doing that because I couldn't do this. Now it's time to do this. That's like, I got to get on it. So it's like a whole different mindset now. It's like concrete. And then I got to get as soon as that pour goes in, like I've got to, and boy, I got to call them. I might be able to get this many hours out of my backhoe. I got to check, but I got to dig the trench for the sewage treatment plant right here. Once this concrete is poured, then I can do that. Then I get this concrete poured and this concrete. There's going to be another pad out here. And I get all that poured. Then I can start building, right? And that is going to take quite a bit of time and money. But I've not been really spending money because I've been saving up money for all these big ticket items like the concrete, the truck. So once these temperatures right, which possibly is next week, then the concrete's going to, be done. My coffee roaster broke down after not even 50 pounds. So the motor stopped starting. I would have to yank on it with a pair of pliers to get the thing to, and then once it was spinning, it would spin just fine. So, and I got a lifetime warranty on it. So no matter what, I'm all good. But now I'm rebuilding it because the guy that owns the company I bought it from, he suggested some parts that bearings and collars to hold the bearings in place. And then I was supporting the motor side on the motor. So there was no actual support. So now I do have support on the motor side. Another thing going on, my car that's infested with rats is actually going into the shop. And they told me that it could be too bad. I might have to have the carpet ripped out, the seats ripped out. I am bummed about that, but I got to do something and I got to just stop them. And now I have to go through a whole, just to get in there, to get the battery out, to be able to get it started, to get it on a trailer, to tow it to there. I have to clean it up a little bit myself and get in there to get the hatch to open, because you have to open the rear hatch. And if the battery's dead, the rear hatch won't open unless you do it from inside. And to crawl inside with so that's a whole project I'm working on. Don't buy a diesel heater. They are junk. They're the worst investment you ever could make. I don't even know if they're worth putting them in your diesel vehicle. I mean, they're just garbage. What kind of thing do you want to buy that you have to take apart and clean the soot out of the inside? You have to pry a screen out of a little hole and then put another one back in a little hole. And then after you do all that, it isn't going to work anyway. I didn't even get 8 months out of my most expensive model that they make. And it's dead. All it does is smoke. It's a piece of junk. Okay? And I have not enjoyed the time that I had this thing, okay? They don't have a thermostat. You can't just turn it on and expect it to hold a temperature. No, you've got, your levels. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, so you can blast it. You can't just set a heater to a temperature and have it just turn on and off. That's a heater. That thing is a diesel fire maker. I don't even know. But the thing is, now it just smokes. It didn't last 8 months. It cost me $1,200. It's a giant pile of junk now. It's literally worth nothing. And I just tried to save it by spending another $50 on new glow plugs and screens, and it didn't do a thing. It just doesn't work anymore for some reason. I don't know why. It's because it's cheap crap. It's Chinese invention. They're not the greatest inventors in the world. And when they make, I mean, I could just make an hour-long video about what a piece of shit this thing is. I've had to take it apart 4 times now and put it back together again, and it's just a hassle. Like, you would never want to install anything in your life that you have to take apart and clean on a regular basis. Never! Don't buy them. They are complete 100% waste of money junk. No. I used to think, you know, they have a use case in vehicles and all that, but still, you have to take this piece of junk apart and clean it, and you have no idea about the hassle it is to clean it. And then there's no guarantee that it's going to go back together and keep working. So this video, I've had this thing for 8 months. Do not buy them. Stop buying them. They're garbage. You see videos of people cutting them in half. Oh, let's see how they work. It's like, why are you cutting it in half? Oh, because it broke. It stopped working. Yeah, because they're junk. Peace.